This episode, we finally get the battle lines being drawn. I think last episode we got a little bit in episode 7, but episode 8, we definitely see the greens and blacks eyeing up each other. And I have been a big proponent of being Team Green on this channel. This this episode really makes me question my
I
green
hope
allegiance
so. I hope so.
because no one's doing a good job of raising Aegon to be the successor or the better candidate than Rhaenyra. But let's get into this right away.
Yeah, well, let me say first of all too. I just want to get this out of the way. I said it in the last video. I'll say it again. Anybody who's not watching this show is an idiot at this point. If you like Game of Thrones and you
You're not
think that
watching
this,
the show.
yeah, I know, and you think that this show is like bad, like comparable to the ending of Game of Thrones, you haven't given it a chance because it is so good. It's got all the intrigue of the best Game of Thrones content we've had in the past. It's super good, man. It's great.
Yeah, I'm glad whoever clicked this video that hasn't seen House of Dragon, I'm sure that message got straight across to them. Here.
Tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your wife.
Yeah, at this dinner scene is great. Now you don't see the eye cutting scene like we saw in episode 7, but in episode 8 here, oh yeah, you could just see the tension being built. Even though we see Alicent and Rhaenyra kind of mend like their differences and kind of see like, hey, I know we're being put in horrible positions here, and we just kind of acted on instinct without actually seeing the bigger picture that the series, who we both love, and I think Alicent really does love.
I think so at this
Series.
point, yeah.
And even though you can kind of see her being or manipulating him around, you can actually see her love towards him and care for him, even though some of it might be like, come on, Poppy, get a little loosey goosey for me.
Yeah, I mean, everybody manipulates who they love. I see you do it with your wife all the time.
Yeah, a lot of NyQuil. That really gets me to bed. But what do you think about Rhaenyra in this episode?
I think this is probably one of the better episodes for Rhaenyra in the last few because like you were saying, you're kind of questioning your Team Green allegiance here because Rhaenyra in a lot of ways does have the rightful claim in terms of like being a good leader. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you look at people like Aegon and whatnot, she does have the claim, right? Like Viserys named her heir. So no matter what these people want to say, she is actually the heir. So when you talk about Alicent and Otto, the Hightowers, trying to scheme their way into getting her out of line, they are actually doing the bad thing, right? I guess maybe since her kids are bastards, it should take her out of the running, maybe. But now she has 2 legitimate Targaryen heirs anyway. So, I mean, what's the worst case scenario? Jace and Luke, who she loves very much, get killed or executed or what do you want to say? Exiled because they're bastards. I don't know. I think this is one of the better episodes for Rhaenyra. She's still a bitch in all the same ways in the past, but I think everybody else is kind of out bitching her at this point.
Yeah, I think the time jump really didn't give us a good, like, I don't know, growth period. I mean, the period is good amount of time for her to grow as a person, but we don't get to actually see that as her becoming a better mother than what it looks like Alicent is in the Red Keep, because we see Rhaenyra's kids are like way more, I don't know, just like normal people than Alicent's kids are. But Rhaenyra, it's almost like Rhaenyra's kids and Alicent's kids are like flip flopped, like they're like switched at birth or something, right? Because Rhaenyra, it was the fire, like, hey, I'm not going to listen to anybody around me. I'm kind of do my own thing. I don't want the throne. Now I want the throne. Very indecisive. And her kids are very like, my duty, I'm supposed to be learning that. And that's how Alicent was. And that's how we see her still to this day on the series, that she's actually thinking about what her duty is to the realm versus what her actual motivations are. Well, she does have her motivations, but
she does. Well, I feel bad for Alicent in a way too. Like, dude, Aegon was literally about to rape this girl, or maybe did rape this girl.
I think she did legit rape.
Yeah, he may have legitimately raped. She's like, it's no big deal, mom. Like, come on, and it's like, dude, are you serious? This kid sees nothing wrong with what he's doing. Did they have to kill that girl? By the way, is that what happened? Did they poison her? Or did they plan B her?
No, so you can almost read in that they killed her, but I think they plan B'd her. They gave her like the I forgot what it's called, like moon tea or something like that.
Yeah, well, they gave her hush money. I saw too. So that's what makes me think that they just plan B'd her. But at the same time, it was like very sorrowful. And when that other assistant comes into Aegon's room later and asks where this girl is, and Alicent just goes in.
That's her daughter, though.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah,
okay, weird.
I know.
But then when
Alicent
goes and hugs her, it's like, what's up with that?
Yeah, I know. Maybe she's just super shook by this whole event, because Alicent does look legit concerned about this whole situation.
She is, yeah.
She knows, like, I hate doing this, but I have to do this. I have to push you away and, like, whatever baby you have in there, because if I don't, there's going to be hell to pay for my family. And, say what you want about whatever her decisions are in that moment are, but, she's torn by the decision she ends up making in this scene.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And so it's like her daughter, the one that we know, her and Aegon are basically going nowhere at this point. At least it doesn't seem like, unless she finagles Aegon to be on the throne. This is like the worst, like most deadbeat king ever, right? Meanwhile,
Yeah.
you have Aemond, and obviously he's the best of the three. But at the same time, I'm kind of not getting the same vibes I was last week. He kind of just seems like an edgelord version of Daemon, like a less calculating version of
Oh yeah,
Daemon.
you think so? The less
Yeah, I
calculated?
mean, we don't know much about
Well,
him so far, but he just kind of seems like he's going to be too alpha, too in your face. I think he's going to get himself killed by being too confident at some point.
yeah, but he is actually good, even though, like you said, he is very confident with himself. In this scene where I'm showing right now at the training field with Sir Kristen, with
Yes,
one eye, he's
Sim
taking on
Supreme.
he's taking on this King's Guard with a sword and this Morning Star, right? And then he
Yes.
also, with the one eye, is able to see that his brother, or excuse me, his nephew showed up too. So like the situational awareness and all of that to be able to like, oh, I saw this person, and also I'm taking on this guy, right? It's just he is a badass, and he is basically the Greens version of Damon.
Yes, he is. And but that's what I mean. So it's like when you look at the two sides now, like Damon was basically the only real saving grace of Team Black. Other than that, it was just Rhaenyra the super bitch, and then a bunch of other
Yeah,
normal
right.
people who like neutrals, right? A bunch of other neutrals. But now you look at Team Green, you have the Damon equivalent, right? And then literally a
Yeah,
bunch of
Aemon.
shitsters, like a bunch of shitsters. So I think honestly, I'm
Okay, hold on, hold on.
who's a
Aegon's
shitster?
Aegon's a sister. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Aegon.
Aegon's a
Who else?
shitster. Okay, you have the sister. What's her name? She's not a shitster, but she's a nothing, right? She's just
It's
a
something with an
nothing.
H. Let me look real quick. I think it's like Helena or something, or Helena. I think it's Helena.
Okay, and then Otto, I think I can qualify him as a shitster. Okay, he is in it
Eh,
totally for himself and his house at this
Okay,
point.
but what
He
is
is not in it
Corlys
for the good of
doing?
the realm.
He's like, oh, I don't think of anything about my name. I think of the good of the realm. Like, no, he's like, what is this? What is this period of time on this earth or this world besides putting your name on everything?
Listen,
You know,
we're not even talking about
legacy, legacy, legacy. Yeah, I
Corlys.
was thinking the same thing.
Corlys caught wind that Laenor went off to hang with the boys. That's what he's doing now too. He faked his own death as well and go
Oh,
over
he's
hang out in
clapping
Essos.
cheeks. He's clapping cheeks in a different way, huh? He's just like,
Yeah, yes, absolutely he is. So no, he's not even a factor anymore.
yes,
I'm
he is.
more so on
He's.
Team Black now than before. It also seems like Damon's cooling down a little bit in his age, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, Damon definitely is cooling down. But I will say Corliss is the equivalent of Otto, what it seems like on that side. Person that's more concerned about their legacy and and kind of getting their blood on the throne, or on Corliss' side, it's mostly just his name, not
Yeah.
really his blood.
Too bad Corliss is a fucking idiot compared to Otto Hightower. Like Otto is seriously like Tywin compared to Corliss. He makes poor decision
Yes.
after poor decision.
I do like Aemon in the scene where he's like, I don't care about fucking tourneys. Like, it's so cool. Like he wants to kill people, and he cannot wait for this fuck, because I think he's just chomping at the bit here. Where it'd be
Oh
like,
yeah, he
I'm
wants the
gonna kill
war. He
people.
wants the war. And I wonder too, I think I mean, just visually, I'm pretty sure it's indicative. I think we'll get a Daemon versus Aemond
Oh
fight
yeah,
at some point. Earlier too, when they were in that
so
dining
good.
chamber or
Oh
whatever,
yes,
and Aemon's getting up there, and Daemon kind of puts himself in between there, super confidently, but super passively at the same
yes.
time. I loved that moment, dude. That was so
Oh,
fucking good.
and the great casting again. We've talked about this before.
Oh,
That this, like, you get this like devilish, like sinister look to Aemond that you also get with Damon has it to a degree with Matt Smith, but Aemond's
no, he's perfect
acting is
Targaryen.
great. Yeah, perfect Targaryen. There's something otherworldly about him too, right? And that's what the Valerians are supposed to look
Yeah,
like.
it's a
He doesn't look
mutant.
like well, not okay, come on. A mutant? Come on. He just looks like evil, doesn't he?
Yes,
He
he
looks
does. He
evil.
looks sinister. If he was in Star
Right.
Wars, he'd be a perfect like Imperial officer or something. Like,
Yes.
yeah, exactly, right. So perfect. It's his perfect casting. I would, if they picked anybody else, I would not be as satisfied as I am with this. Compare him, by the way, to Aegon. Look at that in the corner. It's
I
embarrassing,
know.
dude.
Yeah, Aegon, I don't know what they're gonna do for him in like the future episodes or the series moving forward, how they're gonna age him up or what. I don't know if he has like a mustache too. Yeah, but he looks very pathetic. He looks kind of like Eunice, to be honest. Like this shot right here, nowhere else, but it kind of looks like Eunice, our friend
You
here.
think he
With
looks like Eunice, right? Wait,
just
let me.
quick glance, kinda.
Without, if you took the hair
Oh
away,
yeah.
I
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, that the
guess. Well,
whoever has his fucking
I,
hair.
I could see maybe he kind of
Yeah.
stores his fat in the same way. Maybe
Yes,
that's
that's what I'm
why, because
saying.
his face looks a little bit roundish. But yeah,
Right.
dude, Aemond is a giga Chad. Like,
Yeah.
there's no denying it, dude.
Also, like, I don't think them putting the pig in front of him was on purpose, but I think it was just kind of like, what are the timings of that the pig got put right in front of Aemon, the guy that we made fun of all those years ago. And as much as they're kind of like laughing about it, dude, I would not fucking laugh about that.
I
Are
know
you
you
fucking serious?
see this guy, dude.
He's a mass murderer.
Yeah,
He kills small animals. Shut the fuck up.
I
Like
know.
they dropped in front of him, and then but Aemon has a perfect line, dude. He perfectly with this
Oh,
speech.
I know.
When
Okay, but
these strong boys.
okay.
Oh, so
To be fair though, to be fair, how long is he holding that one in the tank for?
good.
How long was he holding? Like 10 years, 6 years, however long it's been. Come
Oh
on.
yeah.
He's been rehearsing that one with Aegon this whole fucking time.
A strong store called. They're running out of you.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted to say it 6 years ago, but couldn't, so he had to wait till now. No, okay, it's true though. He did. He had an alpha line. I think that the strong kids, by the way, like Luke and Jace, they look pathetic compared to this guy, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what the age difference is really supposed to be. I think when we were on with Lady B, didn't she say they were kind of supposed to be the same age or
Yeah, they're
something?
supposed to be kind of the same age, but they look nothing
Like
like that at all.
what's his name? Jace goes over and punches him in the face, doesn't even phase him, and then Aemond just casually pushes him over. After that, it's pathetic.
Yeah, Jace is like they both look like super like weak little men compared to this uh big man Aemond. And Aemond is bigger than his brother too, so he has this intimidation factor in it at
Yes, he
all.
does.
But how do you think between Team Black and Team Green right now things are shaking out? We also got Damon found a couple more eggs, which I want to research more about dragons and how they lay eggs, because that was like a weird YouTube video kind of satisfaction of
Yes,
like
it
tearing it
was.
up with the goo. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was like I don't even know what that is. Like, is this the egg laying process? Like the egg within the egg kind of thing? Like, is this the yolk? You know what
I
I'm
don't know.
saying? Like, I don't know. Or
Right.
did they just shit it out like a big shit pile and they have to dig through it? Like, I don't know. What do you think it smells like in this cave?
It probably smells awful.
You
I
think it's
think
that? Do you think
Damon
it's that
loves it.
legendary dragon smell they talked about in the first episode a lot?
Oh no, I think this is probably worse than that. That dragon smells like the natural, like you know how a dog is, right?
Yeah,
Where it's just it's natural smell, especially when it's outside and it's doing a
yeah,
bunch of
wet
stuff.
and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, but then this is the shit slash like whatever bodily fluids you get from the dog, whatever animal. We're saying dragons here, but like, oh, it can't be good.
true. Yeah, Damon is not shying away from this either, so he definitely likes it. He's probably taking a taste right after this shot cuts. So, or yeah, shot cuts. Is that right? Ah,
Yeah, whatever. See,
sounded weird to me, but
yes,
yeah, I guess
yeah,
yes. It's right.
yeah, I
The
guess that's
shot
right.
cuts away. I don't know.
Yeah,
Either way, dude, I'm excited to see how this is going to shape up. I do still think that Otto makes the best king of anybody on the table, like the best ruler of Westeros. Yeah, I think he does.
yeah,
But after him, dude, I think Team Black has basically nobody that could do it. Like if he's off the table, I'm sorry, if he's off the table, Team Black is the only way I would go because Team
right.
Green has nothing to offer besides Otto.
Well, I hope they bring in more people into each side here, because I think one bad thing we've seen with Rhaenyra's side is she doesn't have really like a confidant or a strategic person in her corner that you go, like if you had like a Sir Davos with her and you'd be like, oh
Yes.
yes, like this guy that speaks very reasonable about everything and doesn't seem like he has like, or Loris,
Yep.
if she had somebody like that with her, then you'd be like, okay, I can see where Rhaenyra has the claim and how she can be molded to be a good ruler, but she doesn't have that right now. So I really
Well,
wish they would kind of start building this up, the alliances on both sides, so you can kind of weigh them, because, like you said, Otto is like the only person on any side right now that you can have any reasonable like. I don't know, seems like they could be efficient with running everything. I guess Corliss could do it too, but I'm sure he just
yeah,
wants to grab more
maybe.
trophies.
I think so too. And dude, more than I want Rhaenyra to have a confidant or like an intelligence person, I want there to be another party in general, like a third faction basically be inserted, because that's what Game of Thrones did so well. We had like
Yes,
Stannis, the Lannisters, the Starks. We had the things going on at the Wall. We had Daenerys and all the stuff happening over in Essos. It's like, dude,
yes,
we had so many different things happening at once, and here we still only have these two, I guess, houses going at each other, or two factions. Don't get me
right.
wrong, it's great, and it's taking up all the screen time that's allotted, and it doesn't feel like it's cramped either, or it doesn't feel like it's being stretched out unnecessarily. So I really
Right.
have no complaints about it. I just want to see a third faction enter at some point just to spice it up, because this might run dry after a while. I don't know.
Right.
I'm just thinking for the future.
Yeah, I think they need to spice it probably up in the future, unless it's just action packed the whole time. You're like, holy shit, yeah, I don't want to spend
Might be.
any more time away from these characters, and I want to spend much. Because like, think about it. If you put in a third party right now, like they should put a third party in now to fill the massive hole that King V left. Because I just want to. If I
Dude.
go back, I would just want more King V scenes, honestly.
I know. Give me the King V supercut of everything. Deleted scenes too, dude. I'll watch all those unfinished ones without the CGI and everything else too. I'd
You know,
watch it. If it's King V, I'm in.
here's our King V appreciation time right now. Just
Oh.
looking at it, it's so good.
Dude, so good.
Hey, well, let's know which side you're on. Team Black, Team Green, your reasons why. Don't just be like, well, Rhaenyra has a rightful claim. Like, no one fucking cares. The claim you have is the same claim Robert had to the throne, is with fear and blood from your crotch.
Oh, dude. Whoa, wait a minute. Well,
My urethra is permanently damaged, and
Yeah.
I'm using it to my favor. So,
same
all
here,
right, well,
dude.
smash that like button, clap that subscribe button, right?
Yep.
We're clapping things now.
Exactly.
Smash that like
Rhythmically.
button, clap that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this.